From Omaha along I-80 to Haymarket Park for the Mavericks to go head-to-head with their in-state partner as we get set for the Mavericks and the Cornhuskers on Big Ten Plus. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everyone. Bobby Hessling, Harmon Johnson, yet again this time on the baseball diamond. And tonight we have Nebraska and Omaha. Pitching matchups are crucial for this one because Mason McConaughey for Nebraska gets his first career start tonight.
Yeah, Mason McConaughey, last time out, he went only 2/3 of an innings pitch, but this is his first career start. He does have a 1-2 record on the year to go along with a 2.38 ERA. So we'll see how McConaughey fares on the pitching mound for the first time as a starter.
And then for Omaha tonight, Tyler Mattingly. And Mattingly hasn't pitched since the year 2022, missed all of last season with an injury. Wasn't able to know which injury it was, and then he hasn't pitched at all this year, so it's interesting that he's getting the start tonight.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Mattingly, he didn't have bad numbers before that injury. He had a 4.45 ERA, 2-1 record in 16 games, and he struck out 30 batters. But Mattingly, who has not pitched in what feels like an eternity, probably for him, going to get the start tonight. We'll see how he fares. We might see more of a bullpen game tonight. You know, McConaughey's longest outing is only 3 innings, and with Mattingly, you don't know how conditioned he is to start this season.
Well, in games like this as well, in the midweek games, I think you're just trying to figure out who are your starters, who are not your starters, right? And in a game like this, you want to see, is McConaughey a starter or not? Because he was a starter at community college.
Correct. Yeah, McConaughey got quite a few starts down at the community college level, but D1, this is a different level, and certainly going to be an interesting pitching matchup here tonight.
We get truly an interesting pitching matchup. Nebraska and Omaha is up next on Big Ten Plus. Haymarket Park, Lincoln, Nebraska. Bobby Hessling and Harmon Johnson with you. We are about set to get underway between the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and the University of Nebraska-Omaha. Tonight's starting lineups for Omaha. Harmon, take it away.
Matt Getzman gets to start here in right field. He'll lead off, batting .284 on the season. Grant Sommers, designated hitter, follows him. Noah Grice in the 3-hole, and then Tyler Bishop, the cleanup hitter. Tyler Palmer at second base. Henry Zappe at short. Hayden Hunt in center field. In the 8 spot, Drew Lechner, and rounding out the lineup for the Mavericks is Trent Burkhalter, head coach of the Mavericks, Evan Porter.
The starting pitcher for Nebraska, we mentioned him in the open, Mason McConaughey. His numbers, 1-2 record, 2.38 ERA, 16 strikeouts, 15 walks, 11 1/3 innings pitched. There's the defense, Evans, Silva, and Englam in the outfield. Overbeat Carey, Stokes, and Walsh on the infield with Karen behind the plate doing the catching. First pitch, called the ball up and out at 6:05 p.m. an on-time start at 6:05. We're away from Haymarket Park.
Beautiful day.
1-0. Outside to Getzman. Count runs to 2-0. And you're absolutely right. Beautiful day. I mean, we were here on Sunday, and it was a lot chillier. It's a lot warmer out. The sun is out. No clouds. Not as much wind. 2-0 misses. And the count is 3-0.
Yeah, 65-degree day here in Lincoln on a Tuesday afternoon. Only 11-mile-an-hour wind. Flag's got a little stiff, but it is absolutely perfect for baseball.
3-0. Called a strike on the outside corner. Getzman thought he had ball 4.
Yeah, it looked a little outside, but there's McConaughey's first strike of the game, and we'll see how he fares here in his first start as a Husker.
3-1, fouled off to the right side, and the count runs full. Rob Childress pregame asked for 5 innings of McConaughey, and we mentioned McConaughey had plenty of starts at the JUCO level, and you want to see some of that come out here tonight if he's able to get that and if he's able to give his best. The 3-2 fouled off to the right side, out of play, and he'll do it again.
Yeah, McConaughey, his longest appearance here for the Cornhuskers, 3 innings, but like you mentioned, in junior college had quite a few starts, a lot of experience, so certainly not out of the realm of possibility.
3-2, ground ball over to short. A little bit of a tough hop throw over to first. And there is out number 1. Carry to Walsh for out number 1. Mason McConaughey is a 6'3", 225 sophomore from Topeka, Kansas. The JUCO that we talked about, Cloud County Community College, that's where he was at before here. That's where he had his starts.
Yeah, and Cloud County Community College, one of the premier junior colleges for baseball in the state of Kansas, so definitely a lot of high-quality experience on the mound there.
I mean, there's plenty of players on both sides that have played at Cloud County before. First pitch fouled off at 93 miles an hour. Stepping in the box, Grant Sommers. Sommers, 294 average, 327 on base. 1 home run, 10 driven in. 0-1 fouled off into the protected netting. The count is now 0-2.
Yeah, McConaughey fell down 3-0 early in the first at-bat. Now ahead 0-2 quickly as you see Sommers there batting 294 on the year.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Good curveball at 83 miles an hour for out number 2. Last time out for McConaughey, he went 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. That was on Friday the 15th against Nichols. So, I mean, typical rest for a starter at this time. He's not really per se a starter. This could be someone that ends up in the starting role as time moves on. Stepping in the box is Nolan Grice. First pitch to Grice. Outside for a ball. Noah Grice, 364 average, 488 on base, 455 slugging, 5 RBIs, 0 home runs. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike on the outside corner. The arsenal that you see out of McConaughey is a fastball that has a lot of run on it, a curveball which, when it's on, it is on. 1-1. There it is. Beautiful curveball at 83 miles an hour, and the count is at 1-2. And then also the changeup. Changeup not his best pitch, but he's still working on it. 1-2 home. Swing and a miss. 84 miles an hour on the curveball. In a 1-2-3 inning for McConaughey ends in a strikeout. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Omaha, no runs, no hits, no walks aboard. We go bottom 1. Nebraska and Omaha, no score. Start at the bottom of the first. Nebraska-Omaha, no score. Nebraska coming up to bat. Their starting lineup, top to bottom. Harmon, again, all yours.
Well, for Nebraska, Clay Bradford here in the designated hitter role, getting the start today. The designated hitters kind of bounced around a little bit for the Cornhuskers. Batting second, Riley Silva, 317 average. He's getting on base almost half the time out in center field. Josh Overbeek batting in the 3-hole, third baseman. Cole Evans cleans up. Josh Karen will bat fifth. Will Walsh, who had a monster weekend, is in the 6-hole. Garrett Anglem at the 7 spot. Rhett Stokes, who was Big Ten Player of the Week last week, in the 8 spot, and then Dylan Carey rounding out the lineup. He's playing shortstop.
Get you the defense in a minute as Clay Bradford steps to the plate. Third base playing in. That is Tyler Bishop, who's at third. First pitch is called a strike from Tyler Mattingly. This is his first outing since May 27th, 2022. We have not seen anything of Mattingly. We mentioned he was hurt all of last season, hasn't pitched this season. It's honestly quite confusing what's really happening, but it's so compelling as well. 0-1 is, again, called a strike at 91 miles an hour, so you're starting to see, hey, maybe for Mattingly, maybe that stuff is still there from 2022.
Yeah, he was a 4.55 ERA guy. He won 2 games of his 16 that he was in, pitched 31 innings, struck out 30 guys.
0-2, swing and a miss, 82-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and gets Clay Bradford down on 3 pitches for his first game back.
You know what that first at-bat kind of reminded me of, Bobby, is the old Greg Maddux. He didn't have to throw it fast, but he located all 3 pitches in that at-bat.
Yes.
And we'll see how Bradford does here in his first start of the 2024 season after not playing in 2023, but great start for him.
You're so used to seeing those guys be used in bullpen roles early in the season, then you start to push them to be a starter. In Omaha's case, they just threw him out there as a starter. First pitch to Riley Silva at 91 miles an hour, called a strike.
Yeah, nothing too terribly overbearing either. The fastball, we've seen it at 91, maybe 92, and then the off-speed sitting around 83. Certainly a little different than some of the arms that Nebraska saw against Nichols.
0-1 to Silva in the dirt, and there's our first ball thrown from Mattingly. Behind the plate is Cody Oakes, is the home plate umpire. Terry Haglett is at first. Aaron Christians is at second, and Connor Singheisen is over at third. Those are the umpires. And again, playing short on the infield grass is Tyler Bishop. He's a step in on the infield grass. 1-1 upstairs to Riley Silva, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, it's an interesting shift for Riley Silva, who we know is a bunt threat.
Yes.
If you've done your research on this team, you know he's a bunt threat. And also, maybe trying to play without the sun in his eyes. The concourse here is going to shade the infield as the night goes on.
We just saw the sun was in his eyes right there. he was on the spot where as that's fouled off to the left side. He was in the spot where that sun is in your eyes, and now he backs up farther in the infield, deeper in the infield dirt.
And the interesting part about Oxfield Haymarket Park here in the evening games is you get that shade that comes across in the start of the game, but then there's a little gap where there's no wall behind there, so some sun peeks through right as it's going down.
That's very true. 2-2. Inside, and the count is full to Riley Silva. Well, that's just one of the things about a minor league ballpark, and let alone a college ballpark. It's not, it's not one of these MLB stadiums that's fully enclosed.
No, there's not 3 decks here. There are 2.
No, there are 2.
It's a very nice college ballpark here.
3-2 to Silva upstairs, and Silva draws a walk, and now you have speed on first base for Nebraska. Josh.
Yeah, Riley Silva, with his speed, he is on the season. He's got 10 stolen bases on 11 attempts. So, and it appears Bradford is off the mound, rubbing his arm. That's not good.
No,
he's got the staff behind him. His hat's on the ground, and this is reminiscent of a couple of different MLB players when they know that they're done.
So Tyler Mattingly is, this is a tough scene. This is tough.
There is an arm out in the bullpen.
Someone is now warming in that bullpen. We'll get you that number. Mattingly, first batter he faced, looked great. And this is his first time out since 2022.
Oh, no.
And he's out of the ballgame.
That's so unfortunate for this pitcher here. He's worked so hard to come back after missing all of last year.
Well, with this, it's going to probably take a minute to, and in this situation because of an injury.
The bullpen's going to get as much time as they need.
Yeah.
As we look here, see what happened. Just a breaking ball that got away from it. Oh, no.
He knew it right away.
And that's not even an arm issue, I don't think. That looks like he's holding a calf or a hamstring.
It's just one of those things where the arm was. You don't know.
Oh, man.
Well, there's going to be a new pitcher coming to this ball game in the bottom of the first inning. There is 1 out and a runner at first. We're going to take a break here on Big Ten Plus. When we come back, we'll have a new pitcher in. But as we just said, the bullpen has as much time as they need in order to warm up and make sure they're fully ready to go. We're going to take a break here on Big Ten Plus. Back at Haymarket Park in Lincoln, Nebraska. Mattingly out of the ball game. Our new pitcher is Harrison Kryling, a senior, 6 foot tall, 190 from Omaha, Nebraska. 4th season at the University of Nebraska-Omaha. 2023 All-Summit honorable mention. This season, Harmon mentioned his stats.
Well, not too great in a small sample size. 40.5 ERA in 1 appearance. He did start that game as a starter. 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, allowed 3 runs, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. Gave up an extra base hit. So certainly a guy to get out of the jam here for Omaha.
He enters a rough situation as well. That Mattingly faced 2 batters, got 1 out. Riley Silva, who's got a lot of speed, 10 stolen bases over first. And we don't even get a first pitch. We get a pickoff attempt first time up. Silva's back in plenty of time.
Well, we saw this against Nichols over the weekend is the relief pitchers who came in paid a lot of attention to the runners on bases, especially Overbeek and Silva.
Overbeek is due up next. Silva takes off for second. Throw down to second is going to be wide, and Silva has his 11th stolen base of the year.
And just like that, 1 pickoff attempt. Silva obviously saw something in the motion and decided to swipe the bag there.
So a walk leads to a stolen base, and the first pitch fired in from Kryling is a called ball. Well, now if you're McConaughey, you've been sitting in the dugout for a long time already, and you're only 1 out through with no one crossing the plate. 1-0 runs inside. Count is 2-0. Kryling, I'm sure, enters a situation. It's just tough because you enter the situation of, man, my arm is not ready. He did not have the typical routine that a starter would have, and now he has to enter in that situation. And again, not the same, routine that a relief pitcher would have either. 2-0 from Kryling again inside. 3 balls and no strikes, 94 miles an hour on the radar gun to Josh Overbeek.
And this batter for Kryling is probably going to be his feeler. You're already down 3-0. You have first base open. Potentially you could just put Overbeek on and then try and face Evans with a right matchup.
This is the 8th start of the year for Josh Overbeek as well. 364 average. 3-0 down in the dirt, gets away. Silva's going to advance to third base on the wild pitch and the walk. So Overbeek is aboard safely as well.
Yeah, and just not able to corral it is Trent Burkhalter there behind the plate. Pitch from Kryling way in the dirt. And I guess the good thing now for Kryling, he's got Cole Evans up to the plate, who is a right-handed hitter, so it'll be righty-righty matchup. But now there's runners at the corners after the wild pitch.
With one out.
So the double play still on for the Mavericks, but Cole Evans a dangerous cleanup hitter.
Evans steps to the plate this year, 298. First pitch to Cole Evans, called a ball. 5 straight balls thrown from Harrison Kryling so far. Last year, I mentioned All Summit honorable mention as a pitcher. 9 starts, 0-4 record, 5.52 ERA with 46 strikeouts in 44 innings. Kryling long hold, delivers home on the 1-0, and that is called a strike on the outside corner. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner first and third. Those are Overbeek at first and Silva at third base.
Well, now Kryling's got the first strike that he's thrown. We'll see if that kind of helps him loosen up and fire in the zone some more.
1-1 home. Overbeek takes off for second. He'll reach there safely on the swing and miss from Cole Evans. Do you think that's a hit and run attempt?
I think it was more of just a protect the runner. And with the runner at third, Speedy Silva, I doubt that the Mavericks would have attempted to throw down anyway. So the swing was probably more of a defense to try and distract the catcher, Burkhalter.
Well, it worked because there's runners at second and third now, as that's fouled off to the right side off of a pole. Watch out down below. It hit the top of the dugout, and it will roll into the arms of
stairs. Right into the stairs. Someone go get it. It's still sitting down there.
And now a fan has gone and grabbed the baseball. Count sits at 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 away. With runners at second and third, Josh Overbeek at second, Riley Silva at third base. 1-2 in the dirt. Good block by Burkhalter.
That was a great block there by Trent Burkhalter. Burkhalter, he's definitely got some work cut out for him, but now you have to work with a new pitcher that you weren't expecting to see right away. So great block there by him.
2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. That is into right center field and down, and the first 2 runs will cross the plate for Nebraska. Cole Evans has a 2-run RBI single, and it's 2-0 Nebraska in the first inning.
And that's just a great piece of hitting by Cole Evans on that swing. Took a pitch to the opposite field, just a little nubber, way up and in, fought it off, and it drops right in front of Getzman. And 2 quick runners aboard at second and third. They're going to score almost every time.
Well, the speed especially, you had a feeling that they both were going to score. Even if Overbeek was still at first, with his speed, he has that opportunity once he's rounding second at shortstop. There's really no stopping him. Josh Karen steps to the plate. Karen this season, a tad under 300 on the average, and the first pitch is a strike on the outside corner. 299 average, 390 on base, 612 slugging, 5 home runs, 21 RBIs. Leads the team in runs driven in.
Yeah, and Karen, his average a little low, but timely hitting has been his name and number so far this season.
0-1. Karen swings and misses. Count is now 0-2.
And I think that's really the only reason he's down in the 5-hole in Will Bolt's lineup is the ability that your top 2, 3, or 4 guys are going to get on base will give him the opportunity to lead the team in RBI with that timely hitting.
Exactly. 0-2 to Josh Karen. Swing and a miss, and a 3-pitch strikeout for Harrison Kryling. Retires his first out of the ballgame, second out of the inning.
Yeah, and both outs, one by the starting pitcher Mattingly and one now by Kryling on 3-pitch strikeouts. So when Nebraska has struck out, it's been pretty quick. And now Kryling has to face a really dangerous hitter right now, Will Walsh.
Well, Will Walsh has been hot as of late. As Kryling sets, long hold, delivers home, is upstairs to Will Walsh. Will Walsh more so came in as a pitcher this season. You didn't expect him to hit too much. Throughout the weekend series, Walsh finished 5 for 8 in 2 games against Nichols with a pair of home runs, 8 RBIs. He set career highs for hits, runs, and RBIs on Saturday afternoon as that's a ground ball foul to the left side. Walsh has homered in back-to-back games for the Big Red, joining Josh Caron as the only 2 Huskers to do so this season. And he was someone who came in as a pitcher, and you were expecting him more so. He's going to pitch tomorrow.
He's going to start tomorrow.
He's going to start tomorrow.
That's the interesting part. We wondered if he would be in the lineup today as a hitter.
I mean, you and I had that conversation last night, and we said maybe Walsh starts, maybe not. And we honestly didn't think so because of how well he's, pitched. That's a fly ball down the right field side. This is foul into the berm. As he hit it off the bat, he didn't seem like that ball was gone.
No, but anytime Will Walsh seems to get a little bit of barrel on it, the fans here at Haymarket Park have started to grow accustomed to holding their breath and hoping something goes out of the yard.
Well, the wind today isn't as strong as it has been in days past, especially Saturday, Sunday when it was really howling out to right field. A lot calmer day here and a much warmer day as well. The 1-2 to Will Walsh. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt, and the inning is over. 2 runs cross the plate for the Huskers, and they lead 2-0 on top of the Mavericks here on Big Ten Plus.